good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Mr. Tora back at you with another video. Alright, so before we get into the episode, please check out my previous video if you haven't already. Okay, so in today's video, we will be discussing the role you would want to play in the dog game. There are 5 main roles that come to mind that comes to this topic. Disclaimer, this doesn't just mean you have to pick one role by any stretch of the imagination. You could possibly play 3 roles, maybe play all 5. But as we know, time is a very valuable asset. With that being said, you may not be able to play all 5. If you follow us on Instagram at Tora Kennels, you will notice that we are big on dog breeding, which brings us to one of the first roles. So, what can I say about dog breeding? Here are a few words that can describe it. Patience, dedication, and preparation. Those are the 3 biggest things you're going to need. Let's start with patience. Knowing when to breed and why to breed are important. For example, you can have a dog that has her second heat cycle at the age of 1. That doesn't automatically mean she's ready. You need to wait until your dog is fully developed and mature enough to handle a litter. Second is dedication. Okay, so if you don't take anything else away from this video, this should be it. Dedication in whelping a litter is super important. As I'm sure all of you already know, there are so many steps that I would probably just have to make a whole video on whelping to even cover everything. But a couple of things considering is having everything correct and right for your female and the arriving pups. And if you've bred a dog before, then you already know those first 2 weeks are killer. But as long as you stay dedicated, you will have a successful and healthy litter. Now, preparation. This should be the backbone to everything, especially when it comes to you having an upcoming breeding and or a litter that's about to drop. And just like everything, when you're prepared, everything is much easier. There's multiple things you should have in place, like a vet on standby, food and water, a comfortable whelping box. The room should be at appropriate temperature. All that stuff and more, but most importantly, your dates should line up. If you don't have your days counted, then this could easily spell disaster for the whole entire litter, and you don't want that. Okay, so free form sidebar for a second. Everybody loves Batman, and just so you know, and I'll fight anybody on this, Batman can beat anybody. He can beat anybody. And I know for some people who know a little bit about comic books or whatever, you've heard this joke before, but Batman can beat anybody as long as he has 2 weeks of preparation. Like if you read back in one of the comics, he defeated the whole Justice League. Right? Human, no powers, defeated the whole entire Justice League. That's crazy. Right, so basically, just to insatiate what I'm saying, preparation, important. All of this will, be centerfold as long as you were prepared to uphold and, have everything ready to whelp a litter and to, take care of your female during a breeding and all that extra jazz. Okay, so the next topic is really one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to make this video in the first place. The next topic is shipping. And the reason why I said this is the biggest reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place is because you can be in this dog game and, not own a single dog, but still be around them. Like, say for example, right, I have this shipper, and, this is true. I have a shipper, and she's been shipping for about 5, 6, 7 years. And she doesn't own a single dog. She doesn't own a single dog at all, right? She doesn't own a single dog at all, and she loves doing what she does. She makes from what I understand, she makes a healthy sum doing what she does. She's been all around America. She loves to travel. So, it's kind of in tandem with what she likes to do. But, my whole point of bringing this up, right, is because she doesn't own a single dog and she's in the dog game. She doesn't want a dog. Right? I've been dealing with this shipper for about 2.5 years now. She doesn't want a dog at all. And for people who probably think it's impossible to be in this game, doing this and not have a dog, this right here is example A, right? And I'm not a shipper or anything like that, so I really thought this was something nice to kind of share, but this is another thing, if you kind of wanted to get into this and probably not really good at raising a dog at all or whatever like that, but you do like to be around them, because you like animals. this may be a different thing for you. I don't know. I mean, if you like, another thing, if you like to travel, go to places like a place that I've always wanted to go to. I don't know, like Kentucky. Never been there, but there's a lot of traction that goes there with the dogs. So if I ever wanted to go there and still deal with dogs and stuff like that, this would be a nice outlet. So yeah, shipping. Get into it. Okay, so this next topic is something that I kind of actually want to get to in the near future, and that is shows and or going to shows like heavy. Okay, so if shows wasn't in place, some of the greatest dogs that we know now legit wouldn't even exist. Now, this isn't always the case, but it really is a good way for you to go out and show off your dog and your skills as a handler. And big things can really come from stuff like that. Like, you can go from just being a regular schmo handler, and then next year you could be on your way of champing out one of your dogs and being one of the greatest handlers out at the moment. And you can get paid for that. I mean, people will legit pay you to handle their dog in the ring. And that, I mean, hey, you get paid to handle somebody else's dog. That's amazing. You see, a show really does a dog justice, in my opinion. Like, I mean, a dog does all the talking when you go to a show. There's no angles. there's no angles. There's no anything. No special tricks on how you can do pictures or anything like that. I mean, a dog does all the talking when you go there. I mean, you legit meet people that have been watching you on the internet for a long time. Then they really get to you probably don't have time to meet everybody who talks to you on the internet and stuff like that. And you really get to go out there and just have a good time with people. They really get to put hands on your dog. Really get to meet your dog, and your dog does it all. I mean, if we didn't have shows, we wouldn't have dogs like Remy, Remy Martin. We wouldn't have dogs like Rick Ross. Not to say that these dogs are nothing without the show, but they really made a name for themselves in the show ring. You get what I'm saying? So shows may be a different avenue or something that you may be into. I mean, maybe you might not want to be breeding or having a whole bunch of dogs. Maybe you might just want to stick with 3 good dogs that you can just legit take to shows and champ them out, get them to their highest level, get them to being a GRCA grand champion, and then you could yourself one day go from being just a handler to a nice handler, good handler, to being a judge. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Okay, so this is the last topic, and to be honest, it's last for a good reason. The reason why that is because I don't have much experience with this myself. And the last topic being, drum roll please, training. Yeah, training. Dog training. Alright, so let's just get this out of the way. I am not a dog trainer. I don't predicate myself as a dog trainer or anything of the sort. But one thing I've always noticed, whenever I go around other people and, I meet other people with their dogs and stuff like that, and they see my dogs for the first time, they usually always say that my dogs are very well behaved. And, usually when my dogs are out, they are always, on their best behavior anyway. But to be honest with you guys, I don't do anything super special with my dogs. I don't know if that makes me sound like I'm, I don't know if that makes me lose any points with you guys or anything, but I really don't. I really just raise my dogs to the best of my abilities, and I teach them, I teach them what I know, and I discipline if need be. But I'm not the end all when it comes to training. I'm not. This is exactly why this is kind of last. And I don't know if you guys think this is, for me, to try to at least give a little experience for it. I don't want this to kind of really seem lackluster to you guys. It probably will be, but as I said before, I don't really have too much I can say about this. And then there's so many different things to even talk about when you get into this stuff, like obedience, bite work, sport, or just regular schmo stuff. I've never predicated myself as a trainer or anything, like I said. I said this before, but But who knows? The training could be something that you could be very well, versed in, or it could be a thing that you might not even know that you're good at doing. Like I've seen people who handle dogs that, don't have a lot of dogs or anything like that of the sort, and just have a really good. I don't want to call you a dog. I don't want to call a person like a dog whisperer or anything like that, but just like legit, they get into it, and they really have a good feeling with dogs. Like I've heard people talk about stuff like that. I've seen older people, using their old ways of training, and then the new age that's out now, and their different little way. And I've heard someone say this one time before, and this is more or less about bite work and stuff like that. And I've heard this before. I was speaking to somebody because I have my dog Maximus. He's done a couple classes in bite work, and the teacher who did the lessons for us and everything like that, he's an older guy. And then I had ended up speaking to somebody who's a bit younger who does the same thing, and they kind of have two different outlooks on it, right? But a person had told me one time, and I really like this, that if the old school and the new school really came together a bit more, right? Dogs would be a lot more phenomenal than they already are. So, just a little food for thought. Okay, so no script. Just gonna try to freeform this as much as possible. This is really the last topic, and the last topic that being just just love your dog. If you already have a dog, just love your dog. But to be honest with you, there's a lot that comes with all this stuff. I did not at all cover every single thing. I barely covered really anything, but just really love your dog. When you have breeding, let's just go over breeding. It costs a lot of money to do it. Stud fees, vet fees, home fees. That's a lot. Shipping, paying a shipper, making sure this is right. If that doesn't go right and the dog dies or something like that, then you got to pay this person back their money. It's a lot of stuff you can get mixed up with that. And then show. Chances are the show probably isn't even in your city. You got to go all the way out to the city, pay entrance fees. You got to pay for your dog to get there. Say, for instance, you're trying to get some clout. You have to pay for a booth. That costs a lot of money. It's just a lot. And then when you go there, you're going to see collars and stuff, other merchandise that you're not going to want to turn down. You're going to want to get that. Just stuff like that. It costs a lot to do just some of the most simplest stuff in this, and to be honest with you, none of this stuff is simple. So if I wasn't doing this the way I'm doing it now, hey man, look, I would be all right with just one dog. I would just be, but I love doing what I do. I've done a little bit of everything, not to the most degree is just breeding, but I will be going to shows a bit more heavier. I will be doing that. Shipping. I've taken a dog someplace before. I've taken a couple dogs a place before. Training. I have a newer dog. I have a new dog, new puppy that I'm breaking in. I do my best to teach it young what I know and what I've taught the other ones that came before them. But that's pretty much it, man. I mean, look, just love your dog. That's at the end of the day, that's all that matters anyway. Just love your dog. Just love your dog. With that being said, thank you guys for coming out and watching Tora's second video. It's still kind of new for me. I will get better when it comes to editing and scripts and stuff like that. I will try to make more engaging content, but I really hope you guys enjoy this. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell the people on the rock that you live with, tell all of them. Yeah. Thanks so much for you guys coming out. God bless.